will put it. Okay, let's start over.
Skip to my Lou, my darling.
Hi guys, it's Lou. In today's video, we are going to explore a little bit. We are going to tour my house for all of my plants. I've actually had a couple requests for this, not only on this channel, but also on Design Time. So yeah, it's going to be posted on both channels, only with a different intro and outro. Told you guys I was going to double dip. Anyway, in my house, I have a lot of plants, but I am only going to go through the ones that actually have a little bit of a story and or are beautiful. I have a bunch of little plants here and there, but nothing to get too excited about. Actually, it could be because I didn't want to look up the name. Some of the plants I did not know the name while I was filming, so I put it down at the bottom of the screen for those of you who need to know. Anyway, let's get to the video. All right, we're gonna start in the part of my house where my favorite plants are. And this first one is called a ZZ plant. Now, I'm not positive what that ZZ stands for, but I will probably put it at the bottom of the screen. It is huge. Just to give you scale, 110-pound dog, ZZ plant. And it's got really waxy, nice leaves. And I have to tell you, this plant was from IKEA about, I don't know, 5 to 7 years ago. And it was probably just 2 of these in a pot. And it has since gotten gigantic. And the bulbs have gotten out of control. And I would love to repot this, but I really think that since it has such a lip right here, I would have to break the actual pot. Anyway, this grows little, they're not quite flowers. Oh, I just broke it off. I could hear it. Yeah, I did. And they look like that. Anyway, here's where he was. And there's my ZZ plant. Definitely my favorite one. Okay, and this is a little section where the plants that I can't say I don't care about them, but they are plants that needed help. So I repotted them and they have come back to life. This is, you know, an ivy plant and it was pretty bad. All the leaves were brown. It's got a whole bunch of new light green leaves. This right here is, I don't know, I looked it up. It said baby rubber tree plant. And to me, it doesn't look like the rubber tree plant from here, but I'm just gonna go with what they say. So this was really in bad shape and I repotted it and put some sticks to hold it up. I think it's supposed to drape over the pot, but I wasn't having it. And look, it's a boy. It actually had a ton of these. About 10 of them right here were sticking out toward the window. And I'm gonna actually stick in a picture of that. There's only one right now, but they grew to about 6 or 7 inches and then just fell off. Don't be scared, guys, it's just a plant. Straight from the baby rubber tree plant, we are going to go to its mama. And just like the ZZ plant, this one started out quite small, and I have a certain way of repotting plants that I do believe makes them grow gigantic, and I'll do a separate video on that. You can see this one is tied up in several places because otherwise it would droop over like that right there, over there, and over there. So these leaves are pretty waxy, like the ZZ plant leaves, and you have to wipe them off for them to really shine. So next we have these succulents. They have gotten far bigger than the pots that they are in. There's one, there's another, there's another. And here are some of the leaves that had fallen from those succulents, and I propagated them. They have been propagated. So as you can see, right there is a leaf that has grown out a little plant in itself. All it takes is one small leaf to make an entire new plant. And that one actually needs to be covered. So this room is strange for light. It gets great light, but it's late afternoon light and it beats into our windows. So I only keep a couple of plants in here. One of them is this butterfly orchid. It is sort of a magenta purple color and it seems to be pretty happy right there. I don't even know if I should mention this one, but it's another succulent whose name will be at the bottom of the screen. These are just little pieces of another plant that I tried to save. The succulent is different than the other one. It's still pouring out of the pot. So that's it for my room. All right, here in the living room, we have, these are called dragon head palms or dragon palms. I have a couple of these. There's this one and this one over here, which I'm pretty sure they're the exact same plant, except this one kind of swoops up a little bit more than the other one. This plant was actually given to me. It was 2 sticks sticking out of a very small pot. I remember it was red and they were going to get rid of it. And it had one poof at the top. And pretty much immediately after I repotted it, it went crazy. And down here is a branch that I had to stick into the soil because my husband and stepson were playing football and they broke it off and threw it in the garbage. So I retrieved it, put it in some water, it rooted, and that's where I put it. And look at this little baby. This actually doesn't get any bigger than that. It's been like that forever. Here's the branch that was broken and is now right there. I don't know if I'll ever forgive them. Here we have Ava's shoes and a white orchid, which I've had for a really long time. I actually got this at the supermarket and it was struggling to live. I think it was $5 just the way it was, and I soaked it in water and it revived itself really nicely. Over here is where orchids go to die. Just kidding. This is actually, I think, 3 separate orchids that I just put in another pot because the green part to me is just as pretty. And every year it does give me, I think, 2 orchids out of a stem. So I keep it because I like it. All right, over here we have, it's called a ponytail palm. It's very unique in the sense that it has very long fronds. Is that what they're called? Sure. And they reach all the way down. One thing about this is these are kind of sharp. It's like you would get a paper cut. All right, we are now headed into the kitchen area, and of course I first have to show you. That's Petrie. She does not like anyone. She's really, really cute and I would love to snuggle her, but she just won't have it. Her eyes move independently from one another. So this plant that Petrie is next to is the tallest one that I have, and I'm backing up. This was the only place that we could put this tree because the ceiling is so high, and it's the only place in the whole house. There's the ZZ plant. This is a fiddle leaf fig, and it has 2 stems with giant shiny leaves. And I'm gonna have to go into the other room to give you the full effect. I'm holding this on the top of my 5'9" head, and that's how tall it is. Let's go around. There she is. This is what Petrie sees. And it's just really, really big. This right here is, I have no idea. It was dying, so I kind of just stuck it in the pot that the fiddle leaf fig is in, and it's been doing okay. This right here I believe to be another dragon head palm, but it has red on the leaves, so it's a different type. Everyone thinks that it's going to fall over, but it's doing just fine. I forgot we need to go outside because I have a couple out here. I grew this aspen tree myself. Dead leaf. Maybe I should water this. Holy crap. Let's water this together. Sometimes I forget about these that are in the front of my house because I leave out of the garage. This was also a plant from the grocery store that I saved. They just weren't watering it and it looked sad. It is in much too big of a pot, but that's what I had at the time. Now, I'm not mentioning the tinier plants in my home because they're kind of boring. This one is a succulent of some kind. It's supposed to be more compact, but I think here in Colorado they tend to grow up rather than out because they're trying to reach the sun. And yes, we have a ton of sun here, but I don't know what their problem is. Okay, this is a sad, sad story. This is an air plant, and I can't even tell you if it's alive or not. The only reason I think it might be is because it's green, but it came with, I think, 10 others, different kinds of air plants. And this one is the only one to survive, if that is truly what has happened to it. But I like this one best anyway, out of all of them. All right, that's where I do my repotting. This is basil, and I just picked from it today and made dinner. It had these white flowers. Here they are. And this was actually grown from, you know, the packages you get of basil in the grocery store? They're in a plastic little case. I actually grew this from one of those. Okay, excuse me. Watch his butt. He walks funny. So this is my garden, vegetable garden. And it's a mess here, but there are 6 different tomato plants. This one is heirloom right there, and it's got quite a few growing. Over there is just plain old red tomatoes. Well, green right now. And then down here somewhere, see there's, oh look, it's getting a different color. Those are cherry tomatoes. And there's quite a few of those. This fence is around this because deer get in here. Okay, here we have green beans. Beets are in the back and carrots are on the side. And you know what's weird about green beans is one day they're not there and the next you have tons of green beans. And these are beets, as you can see from the red vein in the leaves. These are carrots. Should we pick one and just see what it looks like? Let's do it. I have a feeling that these will be stumpy because the ground is so hard. Ooh, it's a baby. And of course it could have gone a little bit longer. Let's get the dirt off and give it to the dog. There. Yummy. Shake it. He probably, oh. This plant right here is a poblano pepper plant. And there's a bunch of those. This one is a red pepper plant. And look how gigantic this pepper is. And it hasn't even turned red yet. And there's another one back here. This is a strawberry plant. Look at that one. Dead. What happens there is the bunnies get in because they can squeeze through the little fence and they just eat everything. So, but here's a little bit of a strawberry happening. And there's a weed. Grew it myself. Come on, Jax. Let's go up. You stay down here. Oh, you ate your carrot. Oh, that's good. Oh, good job. He's a bunny. All right, so that is it for my plant tour. I'm just letting you see my best ones for the goodbye. All right, I'll see you in there. So that's it. Those are most of the plants in my house. I'm curious to know which one of those you guys like the best, and if you have a favorite plant at home, what kind is it? Put it in the comments down below. I have to say, after filming all of my plants and telling little stories about them, I realized that a lot of them are rescued. Yeah, I was either given or purchased plants that were in need of a helping hand. A lot of people say to me, you have a green thumb, and I don't believe that to be true. I don't naturally know how to care for plants. I think I simply do a good job at repotting. And for us humans, that's like buying a new pair of pants. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this video on all the plants in my house. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't already subscribed but would like to be, please hit that button down below and you'll see me very soon with more videos. Bye guys.